Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here. My name is Keerthan, and I recently joined OKEx and will be contributing towards the P2P market in India, and will be closely working with my colleagues in India and from the Hong Kong team. So today is a big day for all of us at OKEx, as we have planned some exciting things for the Indian market, and we do have an exciting reward programs which we will reveal towards the end of this AMA. So first off, I'd like to introduce you to all of you to Lennix Live, Director of Markets at OKEx. Hey, Lennix, how's it going there?
Hi, everyone. Hi, all the friends from Indian markets. Very nice to meet you, Catherine, too.
Fantastic, fantastic. Would you tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey at OKEx?
Yeah, I think the journey is a big word, so we tried. It's a tears and sweat and blood journey. So my name is Lennix. I'm the financial market director of OKEx. So my background, I'm mostly from traditional finance. I have a 9-year experience on working for investment banking, asset management traders in Hong Kong. So around 3 years ago, we decided to join to build OKEx from scratch. The goal is to actually I think the blockchain and crypto is a fascinating concept. So if you really understand the finance right now, mostly is serving big clients or high net worth clients. But instead, I think finance of the entire financial industry should be really focused on serving a general public. So I think crypto essentially can do the job. So we spend 3 years in building OKEx from the very bottom of the crypto exchange. From right now, in terms of volume, we're all the time top 3 or even top 5 in the world across all asset class, including spot and derivatives.
Okay, thanks for that. Really glad that OKEx has been focusing on the Indian market as well. So with that in mind, we do have a couple of questions that were asked on Twitter, which you have picked. And I think let's go over it one by one and answer all those questions and then make the big announcement. So first question is, what would Indian residents what should Indian residents expect from OKEx in regards to crypto and blockchain industry?
So I think for Indian customer, residents need to be aware of the innovations of crypto that might bring to the overall generally in Indian community. Everyone, institutional or even retail or public or everyone, that will benefit from the innovation, from the disruptive benefit innovation from crypto. So OKEx is just part of the ecosystem, part of a really, really big picture, really, really big ecosystem. So we act as an exchange. Exchange means that as a crypto, you can trade. So so whoever who actually have a really nice, a good idea that will create their own crypto projects, we can do everything in terms of trading. So the trading is very fundamental elements of all the crypto and blockchain community, because you somehow need a price, right? The price of that particular crypto can only be determined by a fair and transparent and robust market. And OKEx play this role in a really, really big blockchain community by building a very fair and good and big marketplace for all kinds of crypto assets. So you can think about OKEx is more like a trading center or trading venue for everyone to express their own idea of how much price of that certain token need to be fairly traded and reveal a fairly and transparent and even regulated market. So that's our job. How can we do that? We basically have a really good matching engine, a really, really latency sensitive, driven, participate and endorsed by lots of global institutional professional investor. And we also cover everything, including spot and all the other highly leveraged products, including derivatives, a big variety of derivatives too. Futures, swap, and option each play different role during the price discovery process. So I think we play a role as a trading center, as an exchange. So forever who have an interesting, exciting idea that would like to create their own blockchain-based the crypto projects, they can list on OKEx. We can help them to handle everything else.
Thanks for that. OKEx has a suite of products, each for a different class of trader, right? And for a market like India with a 1.3 billion population, I think that OKEx adds a lot of value here. So moving on to the next question, quite an interesting one, and most of the newbies would like to get an answer to this. I want to use my crypto as a payment to my regular life, for example, paying mobile bills, electricity bills, and I'd like to pay that with crypto. When do you think that's possible?
I think it's going to be happen really fast. So right now, you might think, hey, it's take a long time or take a best. For one key points to be taken is the technology for paying bills or the utilities right now is available. So you can pay everything in Bitcoin in technological perspective. It's just very much like all the third-party payment right now. So, but there's still several last miles to be considered. The very first would be the regulations and related to crypto in India. So whether or not crypto or Bitcoin would be considered an acceptable asset class for people to trade, to hold, or to accept as a medium of payment. So, and the other thing is that regulation or the regulatory framework amongst India is relatively solid and complete, so that the bank or the subsequent financial institution that is handling your bills or electricity or utility bills right now would be allowed to accept business from crypto from the other exchange or vendors or payment gateway. So what matters right now is purely a regulatory or the integration with the traditional financial institution right now. The technology right now is ready. The volatility or everything or the liquidity of the crypto is already solved by the collective effort of the crypto community. So I would say it's not quite there yet, but I'm also very confident to tell you that if that happens, once the regulation is clear, it will happen really, really fast, like days or weeks.
Interesting to know that. I mean, I agree with you, right? So one is the regulation side of it, then comes the merchant adoption, it has to go step by step.
Yeah,
I agree with you there.
Mm.
So moving on, this is the hottest topic that's been happening for weeks, right? So it's DeFi. So the question is, with DeFi on the rise and only a little percentage of the Indian population use and trade crypto because of regulations and security, what is the part that OKEx will play to fill in these gaps and foster more Indian crypto adoption?
So, so that is actually two questions. DeFi, decentralized finance, is actually a very early stage, but at the same time, a very, very promising developments on amongst the crypto community, on the crypto direction, for several reasons, I think. And I think Indian community should be excited. Is DeFi, by definition, is a permissionless global universal marketplace. It's a transparent and open marketplace. So everyone with a node, with a mobile phone, with internet access, can potentially able to participate as a participant, as a traders, as a staker or investor, or even nodes validators freely. So it's very promising. It's really exciting idea. The concept is very exciting because right now we're building in traditional finance. We're building a lot of different kind of barrier, different kind of requirements, different kind of procedures that need to put in check. So that is not the finance right now traditionally is not able to access by everyone. So there's too many barriers, too many costs in place. So DeFi is a very innovative process. So if you think about that, you just able to, if you acquire some Ethereum, you can basically earn certain amount of interest rates if just stick on some lending on borrowing protocol. And you do want to trade, to buy or sell something, even derivatives, you can still able to execute right now on a DeFi perspective. So despite there's a lot of problem that need to be solved in the DeFi space, I still think it's very promising, at least at an experience perspective. So especially in India community, per my understanding, a lot of Indian people do not have a bank account. So DeFi, the concept of DeFi or the technology DeFi right now actually allows all the Indian people with internet access with just a mobile phone can have similar benefits or similar features as in the bank account, right? You can pay, you can remit, you can transfer, you can invest, you can earn a passive income like interest rate, you can lend, you can borrow at a relatively fair interest rate right now, before that. So, and you can even create your own token and create your own startup and fund, and a lot of fundraising allow them to trade on DEX, on DeFi. So we are with DeFi concept, you're actually having a bank account without a real bank account, if you understand what I mean. So so everyone should be excited on the concept, the direction or development of DeFi right now. Let's talk about the real crypto adoption, because after all, we need to think about what actually crypto is working for regular people. What's the true benefits of crypto people? I think one of the major benefits right now is leveraging the permissionless nature of the business, and also helping to solve the financial inclusion that's becoming a really big problem globally, not just India, but globally. And DeFi and blockchain is actually potentially a perfect solution for this global challenge.
I agree with your first line itself. It's still in its early stages, right? Just getting warmed up. And with DeFi, I think what's more needed is the right communication and education, so everybody gets what the whole concept is.
Yeah, so, I think right now, I think it's a hype of DeFi. So so I think as a responsible exchange, I would like to remind the risk of investing or paying a big part of the DeFi right now. Mm-hmm. So you have to be aware that most of DeFi project right now is very, very early stage. So I think unlike Bitcoin, it has been tested for so many years by global cybersecurity experts and then top-notch coder and programmer in the world right now. Is community driven. It's already 8 or 10 years, no problem, no issues. But DeFi is a relatively new concept, and most of the DeFi concept carry a very sophisticated and complex and complicated smart contract. So when you talk about really complex contract, executing, implementing in a blockchain and open-end system, you need to give them some time to test, to develop. So that is part of the risk that you need to be considered, not just on interest rate, not just on the investment return, but you need to aware of the total loss risk related to a really immature DeFi project right now.
Gotcha. Thanks for that deep insight there, Lennix. So moving on to the next one, something that everybody has a question, right? Whenever there's a new exchange or a new product that comes in the market. So what are the key strengths of OKEx versus the other exchanges, and how would you like to articulate those strengths in real life to the Indian community?
Yeah, one of the I think, yeah, I know there will be new platform or new exchanges, new product happen, pop-ups every single day. But you can imagine why OKEx or other key competitors, key major exchanges right now still can be really big, because exchange is not just a web page. Exchange is the ecosystem. So ecosystem tend to be growing bigger and bigger. So bigger means that liquidity. So exchange always need liquidity, right? So liquidity always seek liquidity. So in terms of liquidity, you always want to trade in the most liquid exchanges. So OKEx happen to be lucky to be one of the most liquid exchange in the world for all kind of products. And the market is super healthy too. Super healthy means that not just on professional player, but we do have a really healthy uh, client mix that involve different kind of participants, regular player, professional, retails, general publics, market makers, liquid providers, hedgers, speculators. They're all trading on OKEx. That this ecosystem is really valuable and healthy. So that's why OKEx can be super liquid. Another reason I think is the product innovation of OKEx. So OKEx happen to be launching or having a lot more variety of product mix. For example, we do have spot, we have margins. We support margin for many tokens, 10x to 2x to 5x leverage. We do have lots of features with different expiry. We do have a perpetual swap, which are never entered, never expires features. We do have option too, which is a very complex product. On the other hand, we do have a peer-to-peer, seer-to-seer customer trading platform that allow Indian people to buy or sell or trade with the other counterparts for Indian rupees or the other tokens for acquiring a tokens. So these kind of different kind of product create a really healthy synergy for you to trade, to hedge, to speculate, to execute implementing the trading strategies. So I think for OKEx strength is one of the reason is that really as a I would say committed and dedicated product innovation, so that we can keep our edge on building one of the most liquid and also with the most product and features available for crypto space.
Thanks, Lennix. I think that answers the question precisely as to how OKEx is different here. So quite an interesting question. Next one we have is the keys of the revenue that will power the platform's future development and success is customers. So what is OKEx's business model that is highly beneficial for your customers in being able to generate revenue?
You mean OKEx revenue or the client's revenue?
OKEx revenue.
So OKEx revenue is largely driven by trading fees. I would perceive trading fees is also a balance of the market. Whoever want to, we divided fees into two parts. One part is called the maker fee. Makers means whoever want to provide liquidity would get a rebate. Taker fees means that whoever wants to take out liquidity from OKEx, you need to pay some fees. So OKEx revenue model is purely driven by both maker fees and taker fees. There's also fees model is also very important for OKEx too. It's not just for making money. It's mostly for the balance between we want to incentivize the market makers to provide more liquidity. We also want to take the charges for whoever take out liquidity from the OKEx. So we make money on that. Right now, I think around 2/3 of our volume as well as fees are generated by derivatives because the volume is a lot bigger than spot markets.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. This is quite another interesting questions, and we see this a lot on social media and a lot of media news as well. So the high risk of fraudulent, right, scammers, the deceit in the crypto for new users, where literacy is very low here in India. How can the awareness be made in people about crypto and the way of being safe from all this fraud and scams?
First, trade in a big exchange. That's really important, including OKEx, right? So I think people need to have a really clear concept about the security concern of crypto. So most of the hackers right now is not targeting by stealing or hacking exchange to steal the coin, because they understand that hacking exchange is very, very difficult job. Because you can imagine, we build for an exchange for 5 years. We have been tested by numerous or thousands of hackers every single day. Our security team handles this kind of penetrations every single day, right? Because we got millions of access. So we're safe, we never get hacked, because the hackers understand it's practically impossible to hack the exchange right now, currently. So despite all the rumors before, all the very bad history right now for hacked exchange, currently in real situation right now, hackers will not. It's not easy for them to target crypto exchange, especially major and big crypto exchange right now. But they will target vulnerable customers who doesn't really have a robust password setting system or mechanism, and they don't even have a 2FA put in place in their crypto accounts. So they will target really careless people that do not have that set up a really simple password, doesn't really have 2FA setting up, and they normally don't really care about, so they don't put a really high concern of their whole wallet, and they forget somehow of their keys everywhere. So they will target a really small individual or not really professional users that do not have a really strict concept of how could they protect their own fund. So I think I would like to emphasize all the time that no matter where you put your crypto assets or which exchange that you put, remember to set a really robust password and also set up your 2FA. Google authenticators or the SMS authenticator is very important.
Thanks for those security tips, Lennix. I think we have seen a lot of cases where user accounts are hacked and exchange as well. But I mean, I agree with you. Right now, hacking an exchange is not an easy task, and even if you hack and steal the funds, there's no easy way to get away with it, right? You can't really use it. Everybody's tracking that.
We
Right?
see a multiple way that's trying to steal fund from OKEx or the other exchange, even big, right? But right now the industry is so developed right now. So even, for example, we see a case that's still a big amounts of token for Bithumb, but the hackers can never sell the stolen token to that exchange, because we a big exchange, we communicate all the time. So assuming aware that you the hackers will have been already stolen coin from some other exchanges, all the other exchange will immediately ban the depository address. So you cannot sell your exchange, your stolen coin from OKEx, and we need to do KYC too. We understand who you are, and you will be facing legal consequences if you identify hackers. So it's actually happened to a real risk for them to laundering money on OKEx. I don't think it's a very good idea at the moment. So, but for vulnerable part, I think if the user actually spend more time to protect their password and setting up a good PFA, I think you're safe and sound in terms of custody of your crypto.
Awesome. Thank you. So we're coming to the last part before we make the announcement. That question is, what are the steps taken to create convenience, accessibility for Indian users on the OKEx platform?
What? Sorry, I can't hear your question.
Yep. What are the steps taken to create that convenience or accessibility for Indian users on the OKEx exchange?
Yeah, I think acquire your first crypto first or Bitcoin first with the C2C features allowed and available on OKEx right now. So the roadmap or the dedication or commitment of OKEx to Indian market is actually really big. But we would like to start from really small, so you can try out to buy your very first crypto in a C2C market to learn about what is crypto, what is Bitcoin, and how to custody Bitcoin, and how to make sure you understand what is addresses, what is TXID, what is blockchain. Then you will join the revolution with us.
Awesome, awesome. I think there are a couple of other products that's in line as well with Fiat as a first step to on board with the
Yes.
P2P. So great. I think we've answered all the questions that you've picked from Twitter. So I think it's about the big announcement. Please do the honors, Lennix.
Sure.
So Lennix, if you could talk about the announcement of the P2P and the other markets, I will go about with the promotion and the rewards plan as well. So please.
Oh yeah. So OKEx officially entering the Indian market, starting with P2P official launch. So the fiat on RAM via the P2P, and also we are announcing a zero fees trading and basically the fees will be linked to all the other OKEx account under the same account.
Awesome, awesome, thank you. So with this launch in place, OKEx is actually giving away rewards worth $30,000 US. I have added the link in the chat section for all the attendees to take a look. It's pretty simple. You have to complete a couple of tasks and unlock your points. So the more points you earn, the more rewards that you get. So one is you sign up, create an account, pass KYC2, you earn points. Of course, you have to do the first transaction, which is a minimum of 7,500 Indian rupees. It's equivalent to $100. And the second and the third step is that once you have completed that, you have to share your referral link on Facebook and Twitter with the hashtag OKEx P2P India. So once that is done, you get points for each of those. And followed by that, you will be asked a question. It's like a quiz on the OKEx India Twitter channel. So with every question, you get 1 point. One question will be asked every day. And the more you answer, retweet your answer with the original tweet, and you'll be getting points for that as well. So the formula for this is pretty simple and straightforward. Say $30,000 pool price, and you have 100,000 points overall collectively from a lot of users. You divide 30,000 by the prize pool by the points you have earned. That is equal to 1 point equals X amount. So that's a whole formula. We'll make another article around and that post. But the bottom line, the more you make transactions, the more you tweet, and the more you answer questions, you'll be getting rewards definitely more than $5 here. So like that, we have around $30,000 worth of prize. I don't think any exchange in India has done this. I can say this confidently from my experience working with other exchanges. I think the users from on OKEx should definitely make the best advantage from this. So we do have another offer in this one. It's a referral code that you have to use when you fill up the Google form that is in the link that I've shared in the chat now. So if you add that referral code, you'll be getting additional bonus points. So that code will be shared towards the end of this AMA after we asked live questions. So Q&A is open. We do have received a couple of questions. Let's start with one by one. So Lennix, the first question is from Aditya Aryan. Can you tell us a bit about what products you offer to allow people who do not have a crypto to buy crypto?
You can start from fiat, Indian rupees in C2C markets. So you need to acquire your very first crypto first. In majority, mostly Bitcoin and Ethereum, and also Tether with Indian rupees. What you need to know is understand the process first and pick the right one.
Awesome, awesome. So let's go to the next one. How does OKEx plan to continue of dominating Indian exchange market? By what criteria OKEx exchange choose cryptocurrencies to support with?
We don't think we're dominating right now. To be frank, we just started, so that's why we would like to be a little bit more open mind to work with local Indian people, Indian community, crypto community especially, to actually see what kind of skill or features that we can do to help. So I think every market has a very different, unique characteristic. But I believe there's several things. I think everyone need to have a financial freedom. So by participating in crypto, so holding a Bitcoin is meaning that you join the revolution to having a financial freedom. And also in terms of trading perspective, I think we do offer big amounts of derivatives that are available for Indian derivative traders, which happen to be one of the most liquid derivatives trading venue ever existed in globally, not just in the Indian market, but not just in APAC. So I think there's a lot of value as a platform for OKEx to offer to Indian crypto community. We can leverage our experience in terms of trading, mining, product development, and blockchain as well. And also, what's the second part of the question? Sorry.
So by what criteria OKEx exchange choose? Yeah.
So I think the
cryptocurrencies to support
first and foremost, for OKEx to list a token, I think you have to pass our internal compliance test. So everyone need to understand that we cannot list the security or token with security nature. You need to seek your legal opinion that you define your project is not a security, or by the definition of the security by Indian government. And as well, you need to demonstrate that you're making a live and real product that with promising features that we can potentially work with OKEx to further encourage crypto adoption. So our goal, we're the same. We want to leverage the benefits and advantage of blockchain and crypto to actually helping general public. I think the idea of the project, the venture of your project is very important for us to selection whether or not we will be listed on OKEx. Another criteria is build your community. Your community means not just your Telegram fan chats. It's basically your client, your fans, your community, your members, and even your hater, right? So you need to, as a startup or as a new project, you need to receive feedback for all around. You need to build your community to listen to your feedback from the real users. So the bigger of your community, the higher chance for OKEx to consider listing of the particular token.
No doubt. It's good to know that there is a thorough background check that happens with every cryptocurrency that goes on the exchange, right? So all the questions that have been picked here, please reply to your chat so that we can reward you. So we picked Aditya Aryan, Adi, and Max C1K. So let's go to the next question. This is quite an issue with most of the exchanges here in India. So Liquidity is a big exchange for crypto in India, and also with big premium prices. They're never the same as what the international price is. So will a big exchange like OKEx be able to solve the liquidity issue?
Liquidity or liquidation? I cannot hear the exact word.
Liquidity.
Liquidity. Okay. Yeah. So okay. I think the liquidity right now, liquidity by the definition is how easy or how cheap that you can acquire certain amounts of tokens. So a good liquidity means you can acquire a big amounts of Bitcoin, for example, at a relatively or super cheap transaction costs. Uh, and when you want to buy or want to sell, you can do it a relatively cheap perspective with a big amount of big nominal size of the token. So right now, currently, the volume and the liquidity on crypto, especially in major token, especially in Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think is actually very, very good. For example, a perpetual swap market, you can acquire 1 million of worth of notional US dollar value in perpetual swap contract in less than 10 basis points anytime you want. So the liquidity right now, especially in centralized exchanges like OKEx, is actually very, very good because most of the time we have a lot of market makers, we have 100 market makers that constantly quoting and inputting liquidity all day long. But for the decentralized exchanges, it's actually a fraction of the liquidity compared with the centralized exchange like OKEx. But I think they're growing. I think eventually, I think the central exchange and the decentralized exchange would be coexist. Maybe even in several, even similar with the liquidity as well as the volume. But how OKEx or the entire crypto community would like to further enhance the liquidity, right? So I think several things is, I think the exchange need to have a really robust matching engine, the risk management system. So liquidity actually is a synergy concept. So when you're trading, for example, when you're buying a Bitcoin showing on the order book, it's actually a reflection of the liquidity from all the other XX2, all the other instruments too. For example, in Bitcoin futures, for example, Bitcoin option, for example, in Bitcoin perpetual swap, they tend to replicate the similar. I mean, the market makers tend to replicate the liquidity from the other instruments onto the spot market. We call hedging. We call carry trade. We call it arbitrage between different kinds of instruments. So the more instruments that we have or the crypto community have, it should be better for the liquidity because market maker can able to hash on different revenue on different instruments. So right now, part of the job of OKEx is actually building a lot more different kind of instruments that will further increase the liquidity. But at the same time, we need to save. We need to handle the risk properly because most of them are highly leveraged instruments, and that involve margining and that involve risk, especially when the market is volatile. So that is our job. That's our job. We keep hiring, doing data crunching and data science, and to measure how we charge margin on different kind of instruments to make sure our platform is safe and robust.
Gotcha. Thanks. I mean, that was quite insightful on how the liquidity works as well. Most of them do not understand the concept around that. The only thing that, hey, the price is high here, I cannot buy it, right? So this is quite a good insight that you've shared. So moving on to the next question. How does OKEx make money if the P2P platform is zero fees right now?
Yeah, we don't actually need to make money right now on the P2P platform because we always think P2P platform that support fiat currency is essentially an entry point of people or general public to access crypto. We want you to join the revolution. We want you to acquire your very first Bitcoin at zero fees, because we want you to understand it's part of the educational process. We will make money by trading fees, right? So if you want to trade spot, margin, or other professional derivatives, once you understand the basic concept of crypto, that part will charge the trading fees, and we live on the trading fees right now. So we are fine. We're totally fine to think about P2P is just a freemium, so it's just a really simple and at the same time very important access portal for general users.
Right. So basically, it works in a way right now that your fiat onboarding on OKEx is at no cost. There is no fee at all for that. And once you buy with P2P, you can buy on, you can start trading on the other products, right? So I mean that's really good for the Indian market, no doubt. A lot of them actually charge. Some of them have instant deposits and some do not. And with the rising fee on a payment gateway, nobody wants to buy with a card, and it's not even possible in India.
Yeah,
so,
totally free, absolutely free.
Awesome, awesome. So here's quite an interesting question about the OKEx saving piggy bank. So Ethereum 2.0 staking will be coming soon, and on OKEx, can users expect any increase in interest rates on OKEx saving piggy bank account?
Yeah, I think yeah. First of all, OKEx piggy bank is a demand and supply driven platform. So when there is more people that would like to borrow more money for tokens or Ethereum, for example, to trade on margin, because of the supply or the demand is increased, essentially the interest rate will be higher. So it's a demand and supply mechanism. We don't set the fees. It's a market driven mechanism. So right now, I think the Ethereum 2.0 staking, despite you, based on my understanding, it takes several years to complete. I think there will be a lot more people are willing to stake Ethereum for interest. I think that's part of the reason too. But I think the piggy bank interest rate will be largely dependent on the real market situation. Normally, the interest rate will be higher. That money that you earn will be higher if you're piggy bank users, if the market is relatively bullish. So, which maybe right now, right, relatively bullish. So everyone is borrowing more Ethereum or token, that for trade on margin. But if the market is quiet, your interest rate tend to be because the demand is less, right? So your interest rate tend to be lower. It's actually a market driven.
Gotcha. I think that answers Tulsi Rao's question. One last question, Lennix. After that, we're going to wrap it up by giving the code to get the extra rewards. So India has a huge unbanked population. How can OKEx solve this problem?
It's a joint effort of the OKEx, the crypto community, maybe World Bank and IMF too. But I think I would say crypto and blockchain is actually one of the most promising solution for unbanked population, right? So if you take a look at the World Bank statistic, the reason why there's 6 billion people unbanked population overall in the world right now is one of the reasons is operating a bank in a rural area and a really remote area is super expensive. So the bank is unwilling to operate branches in a rural area, and they normally need to require people to maintain a relatively high account balance in order to maintain your bank account because of the cost consideration, obviously. So in order to solve logically, in order to solve the unbanked population to actually accept a banking service, you need to leverage a really cost effective settlement system, transactional system, recording system. And that is how blockchain and crypto can solve the problem, because everything you're talking about is a fraction of cost. Transferring, cross-border transferring via crypto is 10 times less cheaper than traditional cross-border interbank transfer, right? Lending and interest rate, yeah, we don't need branches for you to put money into the bank. Even if you're talking about investment, right? Investment. Normally, regular users do not have an access to high-end investment product because of the first regulatory reason. Secondly, most of the high-end investment product involve a minimum lump sum to invest because of the cost reason, because operation cost reason of the bank. But actually, crypto doesn't really have it. You can create a token by tokenizing contract or financial instrument. Tokenizing option is actually can be just as low as a fraction of a dollar. So it's a real disruptive financial innovation. The technology right now and blockchain allow everyone, regardless how much money you have, to access a full banking service. So that's why it's so exciting that might be crypto and blockchain is the only possible solution to solving the unbanked challenge, not just on India, but global.
I agree with you 100% on this. It's relatively cheaper to do it on a blockchain compared to the traditional banking systems, right? And the requirements are quite high, starting with the minimum amount you have to balance. And especially in India, if you're not maintaining that, there are chances that you might start having a negative balance as well. And maintaining is hard again at the end.
You can think logically, you can think about the reason that bank are unwilling to serve unbanked just because it's expensive, it's cost, right? So if you somehow create a solution that, hey, you don't need an operational cost anymore, just very simple, the marginal cost of serving a billions of unbanked population is practically zero with blockchain and tech, right? So you just need a mobile phone and your electricity and internet access. So basically you can provide everyone with a banking service, not just a banking service or even a really sophisticated banking service too. So if that, the technology is almost quite ready right now. It's just whether or not the government, the regulators, or the crypto community, or even the financial community would have to drive these innovations.
So, internet is one thing that is easily accessible in India. I'm not sure if you're aware. It takes only about $5 to have 1 GB of internet every day for the next 3 months.
That's exciting, right? So everyone right. can have internet, right?
Easily, right? And it's pretty much available even in the remote parts of India as well, thanks to Reliance Jio, who's come up with such super fast internet. So great. Thank you so much for this insights, Lennix. It's been really helpful personally. Even I learned quite a bit as well. And all the attendees who asked the questions, you'll be getting your rewards. Make sure that you have open your OKEx account and we'll credit those rewards to you. And there is one last thing that I am yet to inform everybody here. So dropping a link here on the chat section, which actually gives access to unlocking additional points. The referral code section, make sure to enter this code. That's Lennix AMA, and you'll be getting additional bonus for that. And for sticking around for so long, patiently understanding what OKEx is trying to do in the Indian market. So it was a great chat with you, Lennix. Real pleasure. Hopefully we can do this again. And with that, it's a wrap. Thanks, Lennix.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Just excited.
Have a good one. Bye.